McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop. Episode 7. Death at the Bottom of the Sea. September 14th, 1921. Continued. I stood in the black gazebo, and green light from the bubbling contraption made my hands look like witches' fingers. The small woman pressed the drink against my lips. "Drink," she said. I knew she'd force it down my throat in a minute, so I decided to drink it on my own. I always think it's better to choose whenever you can, even when your choice is nothing but beastliness. I drank the green liquid. It was foul, like gasoline. It didn't burn my throat. It went down smoothly. I felt dizzy as soon as it hit my stomach, and my knees wobbled. I felt sure I was going to faint. And then I remembered, the potion wasn't to make me pass out. It was to transport me. Just like that, I left the black gazebo of the night enthusiasts. It was a welcome change. Instead of the dark, salty-smelling cave I was in, well, a dark, salty-smelling cave. But this one was at the bottom of the sea. Water was being kept out by another one of those devices. It whirred with copper cogs and wheels, and a large blue glass bubble glowed along its surface. I stood ankle-deep in seawater, and the sides of the cave were rank with seaweed. But I could breathe. A clear glass window was built into the side of the cave. I stepped up to it. I could see out into a world of dismal grey fish and pale sand. The fish flicked in formation, their drab sides reflecting the light. I really was at the bottom of the sea. I know that the sea goes down deep, too deep for light, but I wasn't that far. I could still see a flicker of daylight. Daylight? It had been night in my city. That meant I was nowhere near my side of the world. I felt a little bit of courage rise. I didn't want to die, not at my age, having never done much with my life. But what a way to die! At the bottom of the sea, in a mysterious cave, halfway around the world. "Well," I said, and my voice echoed eerily in the chamber, "I'm not dead yet." At that moment, water began to pour into the cave. That infernal device was letting it in. "No," I said, "stop! Desist! Stop that!" I tried to plug the hole with both my hands, but it was no use. The weight of the entire ocean was on one side, and there was just me on the other. Water gushed through. The cave was quite small, and I'd drown in only a few minutes if the water didn't stop. I took back every thought I'd had about dying being adventurous. This wasn't adventurous, this was ghastly. And it doesn't matter that you're halfway around the world when you're suffocating to death. "All right, what's the test?" I shouted. "Come on!" They'd probably forgotten to set it up, and now I was going to die, due to lack of planning. At that moment, a beam of light flashed above my head, and a little creature landed on top of a glass bubble. "Hello," she said. She had wings. She was a tiny pixie, or something like a pixie. She had a long nose and long hair and a long white dress. Everything about her was white, bright white, like a star. "Hello," I said. "Are you my test?" "I'm afraid so," she said. "What do I do?" I said. "You have to kill me, I'm afraid," the small pixie said. I stared at her open-mouthed. "I don't want to kill you," I said. "I don't even kill spiders." "I'm not a spider," the pixie said. "No," I said. We stared at one another. "I'm the test," she said. "You have to kill me in order to become a night enthusiast." "You're a part of me," I said. "They said I had to kill a part of myself. What part of me are you?" "I'm not allowed to say," the pixie said. "If I did, it wouldn't be fair." I was thinking just the opposite, but I didn't say anything. And once I kill you, I said, I never get you back. That's right. She could be anything. Sanity, hope, joy, common sense, appreciation of beauty, dignity, courage, kindness. How could I live the rest of my life without any of those things? Well, all right, I never had much common sense to begin with, but I doubted she was my common sense. The small woman had said that night enthusiasts thirsted after blood. What if this pixie was, plain and simple, my sense of what was good? Once I killed her, I might not understand what was wrong. I had a keen mental image of myself, bending over a body with a bloody knife. Was it possible to commit horrible things and to not care about them? Was that my future if I joined the night enthusiasts? I looked at the pixie. What happens if I don't kill you? I said. Well, the pixie said, you haven't learned to teleport on your own yet. In fact, you can't, because your eyes haven't completely changed color. So if you don't kill me, the night enthusiasts won't let you back, and you'll drown in this cave. I stared at the pixie. What a rotten test. I had a friend once ask me, back in school, if I would kill a butterfly for a trip to Europe. She'd heard the question from a friend, and she thought it was ridiculous. Of course she'd kill the butterfly, she said. It was just a bug. And what was a bug compared to Europe? And really, what was my sense of moral decency compared to my life? Wouldn't I rather live as a bit of a monster instead of not living at all? The problem was I didn't know what part of me the pixie represented. I didn't much want to lose my moral compass. But what if I'd only lose my ability to feel toothaches? I stepped up to the pixie. I don't have a weapon, I said. No, the pixie said. Am I supposed to use a rock or something? I said. I stared at her, and a deep ache grew in my chest. I felt like I'd be murdering my childhood self, my sense of all that was innocent and right in the world. I felt as if, once I killed this tiny fairy, I'd no longer jump up in excitement at the thought of an ice cream cone, or admire the way sunlight dappled a window. I'd lose my sense of life as it was supposed to be. I don't want to kill you, I said. There aren't any rocks in this cave, the pixie said, in answer to my first question. You'll have to use your hands. I opened my mouth to say something, and then I stopped. A sense of peace came over me. I wouldn't kill the butterfly, I said. My friend said I was ridiculous, but I don't think I could have enjoyed Paris or Prague when I'd done something merciless and selfish to get there. It's only a butterfly, maybe, but it says something about me, and I don't like what it says. I'm not going to kill you, little pixie, whatever you are. I hope you aren't fear or misery, or something I'd like to get rid of. Since I don't know what you are, and since I don't trust the night enthusiasts any farther than I could throw them, I'm going to let you live. I paused. Of course, you're going to die anyway, because I'm about to die. But it's the principle of the thing. I sat down on the floor of the cave, right into the seawater. It was cold. It came almost to my shoulders, and I nearly stood back up again in a panic. I looked over at the pixie. It was one thing to decide now that I wouldn't kill her. But what would I do when the water was over my head? I felt murderous when people wake me up too early in the morning. When I was dying, wouldn't I snap the neck of a tiny pixie just to stay alive? People aren't rational when they're about to die. I didn't know how much control I'd have over what I was about to do. The water got closer and closer until it trembled around my nose and mouth. We hope you've enjoyed episode 7, Death at the Bottom of the Sea, of McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop. McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop is written and performed by Minerva Sweeney Wren. All rights reserved. Please subscribe, share it with your friends, and support Minerva Sweeney Wren at patreon.com/Sweeney Wren. McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop will continue next week with episode 8, Fresh Murder.